Hi, this is Rob Leo, and in this tutorial we're going to take a look at a classroom management website called ClassroomScreen. I am here at ClassroomScreen.com. It's a pretty simple tool to use. It's basically just one website that has all sorts of great classroom management tools located at the bottom of your screen. There's quite a bit you can do with this. If you wanted to, you could click the lines on the top, and as far as how it works, you're basically just going to project your computer. You're going to pick which tool you want to use, and the students will get down to work. There's even a YouTube video. It takes about 2.5 minutes to watch to see what all the tools do, but I'm going to walk you through that right now. They even have a tips and tricks section. So first off, you can change the language. And when I click on the widget, it just shows me those menu options. We're going to stick with United States, for example, and just to close that screen, we're going to click the X down on the widget. If you want to change your background, there's all sorts of preset backgrounds. And if you prefer, you could upload your own picture, or you could actually live stream your class. It does not record, but if you were to select that, you'd be on your Chrome browser. You have your webcam already built into your laptop. You just point it at the class. You're going to give your browser permission to use the webcam if it asks, and if you accidentally click no, you can click the lock and then allow the camera and the microphone. And again, it just tells you it does not record or store anything that you're streaming. Let's go back to our backgrounds and change it back to something. You also have a random name generator. So one thing you can do is type in your student's name, one name per line, or you can add a TXT file, which is a text file. Your notepad on your computer can generate one of those. We're just going to type in names. I'm going to pretend to have a short class. To give you the idea, I'll list about 5 or 6 names here. And when you're all set, you can click choose, and it randomly picks a name from your list. If you click choose again, it continues to randomly generate names. You also have some dice here where you can roll the dice and randomly generate numbers with 1, 2, or 3 die. And again, to deactivate that, we're just going to X out of it. You have a noise meter. Again, you're going to set up Chrome. You have a microphone built into your laptop already. You're going to give the browser permission. No recordings are made. When you click start, it puts the noise meter on the board, and you can adjust the sensitivity level. I'm speaking directly into a microphone, so that's why it's so high. I'm assuming you can also move this anywhere you want on the screen. Let's X out of that. You have a QR code generator. By default, your QR code is set to be ClassroomScreen.com, but if you wanted to, you could change this to whatever you like. And it generates a different QR code for students to scan. It's a bit of a challenge to scan on a Chromebook, but kids at the high school level could certainly do it on their phones. Kids at the elementary level could try to line up, but it's just as easy for you to share stuff Google Classroom anyway, rather than using a QR code. And again, you can drag these wherever you want on the screen. Turn that off. You have a drawing tool, full screen drawing. If you notice on the bottom, you have different ways to draw. You can have a black background or a white background or no background at all. You can have graph paper, other kind of designs, lined paper, and it's a nice, easy way if kids want to come up and actually, you're probably not using a touch screen, but certainly you could try to write on the screen. Not that we teach cursive anymore. But certainly you could draw on the screen. Again, this is in full screen mode. You can change the colors. Let me turn that off. And you have a smaller screen. In this one, I believe you can upload images. So if you click on that upwards arrow, you can add a file that you have stored in your computer, and then you could certainly draw on top of it any way you'd like. You have text, so if you want to type instructions for an activity that you're doing, you can type those onto the screen themselves with typed text instead of handwritten text. You also have some symbols for what the students are expected to do. If you prefer a silence mode, you can put the symbols on the board, whisper mode, ask a neighbor, or work together. So these visual cues might be handy for students who might get off track. You also have a stoplight. You could change when students are expected to do things. There's also a timer. So if you want to set the timer for, let's say you have a 3-4 minute thing, 5 minute thing you want to do, you can have a little countdown and continue those class activities that you normally do. You can also set a stopwatch or do a timer. And lastly, you have a clock. So lots of cool classroom management tools, and what you didn't see are these tools over here on the side. They actually have an exit pull tool. A new tab opens up, and what students would do, you could type a prompt, and as students are exiting the classroom, they could come up to the board and they could select the various responses to the prompt. And if you wanted to show those results, you can kind of get a pulse of the class as they leave. I believe you can also adjust the different options that students have. There's also how it works if you get stuck. What's nice is I can just close the exit poll and return back. And one last thing here, the downward arrow means you can hide or not hide the various widgets that are part of ClassroomScreen. Simple tool, no navigating to any other sites, no need to search for timers or noise meters. It's all here in one place. Again, this is classroomscreen.com. Thanks for listening, and I hope you found this useful.